Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt a knot in your stomach because the person staring back is average? It's a very specific, heavy sickness that hits when you realize you are operating at barely 50% of your actual capacity. When that feeling creeps in, human nature offers a highly convenient escape hatch. We immediately scan the room for a target. We point a finger at the economy, a demanding boss, bad weather, or even how our parents raised us, letting them absorb the weight of our current reality. But that finger pointing is a trap. Pushing the blame outward doesn't solve the problem. It guarantees a slow-motion car crash for your future, locking you into a life you haven't actually earned. You end up living as an extra in someone else's movie. And you didn't end up there by accident. It happens exactly because you outsourced your own agency to everyone around you. This diagram shows the mechanics of an excuse.
When you point the finger externally, your power follows that finger. Blaming your boss for a missed promotion bleeds control to them, handing over total authority over your career and happiness. To stop the bleeding, you have to speak out loud the most difficult, liberating sentence available to you. It's my fault. This is extreme ownership. The second you turn that finger back toward yourself and admit that your financial situation, your health, and your relationships are where they are because of you, the flow reverses. You immediately reclaim every ounce of that power. The reality is that you might have been dealt a genuinely terrible hand, but you are still the one sitting at the table, and you are the only one playing the cards. If you are the core reason for your own failure, you are also the only one equipped with the absolute authority required to fix it. To actually bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be, you need to enter a specific season. Let's call it the lonely chapter. This is a deliberate 3 to 6 month period of total intentional isolation. Inside this chapter, the required actions are entirely mechanical. You systematically cut out every distraction. You delete the time-wasting apps, and you cancel the toxic subscriptions that keep you comfortable. You also have to embrace the silence. You stop trying to explain your growth and your goals to people who liked you a lot better when you were broken and stagnant. In that quiet space, you stop being a victim of your past and you start taking responsibility for today. Because to change the trajectory of your entire life, you must first violently alter your daily routine. This isolation is never a punishment. It is a sterile, required operating theater where you finally kill off your victim mentality. A lot of people freeze right here because the end goal feels entirely too large to tackle. The immediate solution is to be willing to start shamefully small.
If you cannot run a mile, you walk a single block. If you can't study for 5 hours, you sit down for 15 minutes. This chart illustrates the Matthew principle. Early on, the plot of your effort is flat and linear, but as you stack small starts, you hit an inflection point. Progress accrues geometrically, curving sharply upward into unstoppable momentum. Humility here isn't a weakness. It is the strategic honesty required to get the ball rolling, allowing you to finally escape the downhill slide into laziness. Eventually, you will run into dragons. These are the soul-crushing challenges and massive obstacles that always seem to appear precisely when the work starts working. This is the selection effect in action. These extreme hardships act as a massive evolutionary filter for the population, designed to test who actually wants to succeed. When you hit that agonizing wall, you should actually feel a sense of happiness. That wall marks the exact coordinates where the vast majority of your competitors are going to turn around and quit. If you can shift your internal dialogue from poor me to poor everyone else who has to compete with me, you transform brutal hardship from an obstacle into a pure mathematical advantage. Surviving the isolation and pushing through the selection effect produces a highly specific byproduct. You build a resume of confidence. Fake confidence is screaming empty affirmations into a bathroom mirror. Real confidence is an undeniable stack of proof. It's the knowledge that you are a winner simply because you executed the work when absolutely no one else was watching. Look at David Goggins. He didn't wake up as an endurance machine. He was a 300-pound man who had to drop 106 pounds in less than 3 months just to earn a shot at Navy SEAL training. When you put your head down and watch yourself accomplish hard tasks, a core realization takes hold. You see clearly that your previous limits were entirely self-imposed illusions. By systematically stepping over your own boundaries, you become a truly dangerous person. Your belief in yourself isn't based on a feeling anymore. It is backed up by cold, hard, empirical evidence. You have to stop waiting around to feel motivated. Motivation is a fair weather friend that will vanish the exact second the room gets cold or the task gets difficult. The permanent rule of the climb is that discipline has to become your baseline lifestyle. It cannot be a temporary manic push that fades after a week. 2026 is sitting right in front of you as a completely blank page, and you are the only person holding the pen. Admit your current insufficiencies to your own shame. Get off the couch and start your uphill climb right now. Stop telling everyone what you are going to do. Put your head down, do the work, and show the world that you got it done. Let's get to work.